Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode did not go too well. We've been trying to kill the dragon and it's just not working. So last episode, after dying a bunch of times, trying to get our stuff back, it's time to go on the offensive. And I made this mining laser and an MFE to power it. And hopefully we can maybe, just maybe, go fight the dragon probably next episode. Today we are going to work on getting a little bit more EU power, because honestly, throwing coal coke in this guy is just not good enough. It's going to take way too long, because I want to power this up, and then I want to put in another energy crystal, which means I need to go find some diamonds. I forgot about that part, to be honest. But that's fine. I'll need another energy crystal, and we'll just lots of stuff to do. So today we are going to work on the semi-fluid generator. Now, the semi-fluid generator is actually pretty easy to make. Iron casings and okay, so literally just iron plates. I need 2 sets of those, and I need like 5 more iron. I was actually cooking up some iron, and yeah, plenty of iron. Let's actually just make a block of iron. We'll cut that up, and then we'll just need 1 more plate. So put that in there. Put all the iron. I also went mining for a bit. Got a lot more copper. I didn't have as much iron as I'd like. I kind of forgot about the diamonds, but that's fine. Alright, so we're going to roll that one out. We're going to block that one up, cut that block up, and pretty much we are, well, we're kind of out of power right now. We used a ton of power last episode trying to get the palace crystal so that we can make the advanced circuit so that we can make this laser. And these guys are still trying to charge up. And I was debating on this semi-fluid generator what we're going to actually be using to make power. We have a couple of options, and honestly, I don't know. There's one option that would be better in the sense of it's going to give us more. It's going to be a little bit easier, I think. So we just cook that up, right? Yeah. So we'll do that. On one hand, we could use forestry. And that would require 2 new forestry machines, which would require 2 more bronze casings. Sturdy casings, whatever. And those require 2 million each to make. And that's way too expensive. We're not going to do that. We're going to try something a little bit easier. I also have some tin powder and nickel powder from grinding up the iron ore in here. So we'll get that stuff. The bread is just going straight in here. Produces the same amount as the baked potatoes, so don't really care which one which. But anyways, so we could use forestry. We could make ethanol. Now this would be actually a decent method of. Don't I have nickel? Lead, aluminum, silver, redstone. Oh, I don't even have any nickel. Okay, we're gonna need that, by the way. So we could use the forestry and make ethanol. So if we look at ethanol, ethanol is made in a still, which requires a sturdy casing. Everything else is pretty easy, and it takes power plus 10 millibuckets of biomass to make 3 millibuckets of ethanol. It's a 10-to-3 ratio, and biomass requires a fermenter, and this one requires some sort of, it doesn't actually matter what we use. There's basically any type of plant life with some sort of fertilizer, which fertilizer, appetite's good, compost is easy enough, and mulch you can get from squeezing fruit juice or seed oil from certain things, or you can use a moistener and that will give you mulch. So that one's a little bit harder to get, but the compost is easy enough. Or you can use ash, which ash comes from peat, which comes from the bog earth that we have over there. So there's options with that. And that is a one-to-one with water and all that kind of stuff, but also requires power. So that would be a lot of power. And plus it requires fermenter, which requires a ton of bronze. And bronze is not easy to make, the bronze gears, because we need the steel mechanical components, so that's more steel, and that's just nasty. So we're not going to go with that route. Instead, we're going to try canola oil. So the guide talks about this a little bit in here. Let's see, where was it? IC2. So you're now able to generate power from the 4 different kinds of oils that actually adds using canola press, fermenting barrel, and oil generator. But there's some place that it talks about getting more EU. That would be... let's see. So IC2, so I'm not entirely sure where that said that. It talks about it somewhere in here. And blast furnace. Okay, so early game solid power options beside the normal generator are solar panels, wind turbines, and later semi-fluid generators that can run off of tier 2 canola oil. So tier 2 canola oil is what we need to make. And that's the key. So, I hate the spiders. That is what we're going to be making. And that's going to require both a fermenting barrel, which is pretty easy, just a bunch of wood, and a canola press, which is also pretty easy. Now we're going to need one more Inori crystal. That's literally just a piece of iron. And we have a ton of canola, so it's not like it's an issue. So we just throw that there, laser it, and we get the Inori crystals. Let's see, what else are we going to need for these two things? We're going to need an advanced coil, so some redstonia and black quartz, and gold wires. So let's get this taken care of, and I don't know like the best way to do this. But we'll figure it out. Anyways, we can get back to the semi-fluid generator. So there's the basic machine casing that we're going to need. Once this has given us all of our cables, we will deal with that. So something like this will make the basic coil. And there's the advanced coil. So we need one wood casing and some canola. So honestly, we're pretty much there already. This isn't that difficult to make. I don't know, like I said, the ratios that we're going to need. Something like that. We're going to want 2 Inori crystals. That I believe this one requires the cobblestone, and then the other one's just going to require a bunch of wood. And then we need some canola. So I have a good bit of canola. I also have a good bit of canola seeds. This is honestly just going to be one of those things that we're gonna try to get as much as we can, and then worry about it later, like setting up automation. Because once we defeat the dragon and start working with a little bit more Ender IO and start getting some actual item conduits and that kind of stuff, we're out of here. So we're gonna move over to the mining dimension and set up a permanent base. So there's the semi-fluid generator. And there is the canola press. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to make, let's see, for the fermenting barrel, we need one of these. And I want some more sticks, just to have sticks. And then something like that will make the fermenting barrel. So, for the time being, let's just set this stuff right over here. So the fermenting barrel and the canola press. Now these guys, okay, this one requires RF, so we need to move him And we need to move both of these guys. So they'll set... you know what? We don't need these guys right now. We'll set these right here. And you throw in a bunch of canola. And you give it some power. And then this guy will make canola oil. And it's dumping it straight into this guy to make, eventually, oil. Now, that's going to take a little bit of time. But I want to make sure some stuff. So we'll put this right here. And that's what the tank looks like. It has an internal tank, but that's about it. So what do we need to do? Well, one, we need more power. That much I can be sure of. Yeah, we need a lot more power. Let's grab... let's see, what kind of food do we have that we can actually use? I mean, we have all the steak. Let's cook up the steak, and then we're going to use that for food. For the culinary generator, that is. Because that will produce 50,000 RF per steak. So that's a lot of RF right there. Once we have better farms and that kind of stuff, things will go a little bit easier. But we almost have... There's a bucket. So we have a bucket of this stuff now. And I don't think I have a... I do have a bucket. Awesome. So here's the thing. We can take the bucket out, and we have a bucket of oil. However, if I try... Oh, I can put the oil in there. And that's going to give us quite a bit more power. However, I do believe... we'll see if the other one works as well. I don't know if it does, actually. So, honestly, what we can do is we can get another fluid tank. Those are easy enough to make. We just need some iron bars and some glass and some iron, I do believe. And I don't actually remember how to make it. So fluid tank. There we go. So we can just put this guy right here, and he's going to fill up with oil. So something else we can do, and I don't know if it's going to be useful or not, but what we can do is we can take canola seeds, and we can crystallize these. So we're going to want to do this anyways, because we're going to want these crystallized eventually. And what we can do is just put that there, put the oil down, and throw one of these guys in there, and it makes crystallized oil. Now, I don't know if we can use that in this guy. I don't believe we can, but we'll find out here in a moment. So, how's that doing? Almost halfway done. So, with that taken care of, it's going to be a little bit better for power. But can we use this oil for something else? Uses. We can bottle it, but that's about it. Alright, so if we can use this crystallized oil, that'd be awesome. We cannot. Alright, well. Oh well. I don't know that it's used for anything other than making empowered oil. Because that is another thing we can do. But I believe the best thing is it's going to be used in turbine generators, which again is advanced generators, which is something we'll get into later, but that's going to be a while. So yeah, we'll have to stick with the oil. That's fine. I just need to find a place to, you know, honestly, it's one bucket. Who cares? Let's just void that out. And eventually we can also use creosote oil in those turbine generators. But I can take this oil. This guy is empty, so I can go ahead and fill him back up. And that'll just kind of run on its own. And we can get plenty of oil. And this is a nice, honestly cheap way to get EU. Now, a better way would be ethanol. Ethanol is by far it's a much better way. However, it's just a little too expensive for us right now. So I'm gonna put this stuff in here. The crystallized canola, by the way, is used to make the basic greenhouse, as well as making the empowered, which is required for the farmer, which is required for the garden cloche, which is amazing. And we're going to want to make one of those. Probably a lot of them, to get whatever plants we'll want for anything at all, really. So, with that taken care of, and as a car drives in the background, let's take a look at what we can do for the rest of this episode. Because I'm going to wait and get as much canola as I can. I don't even know if I've been harvesting it. I haven't. So I can just come over here and harvest all this canola. And we got 39 canola just from that. And that will give us more oil to get more EU. And that will charge up our laser. So that's kind of the plan. That is still producing power. That's awesome. So I accidentally took some flax. But yeah, so that is all we need to do with that for right now. So the other thing that I want to work on, and we've started working on it a little bit, but I want to look at conduits. Because conduits are amazing, and item conduits are great, but they require this conduit binder, which requires CF powder. That's not too bad, other than this stone stuff. Small stones we could potentially get from extraction chamber, stone separators. Precision chamber, I believe, is, yeah, way out of our league. Extraction chamber. This is something we're going to want. Did we not make one of those? Yeah, we have the extraction chamber. So what we can do is, because, once again, I don't really care about this guy right now. We'll put this on here. We'll get power to this guy. And I'm just going to throw in a stack of cobblestone. So I said a stack. Can I get rid of that? I'll take 2 stacks, but I'm just going to throw in a stack of cobblestone, and that will very slowly, and very slowly is an understatement. Now we could upgrade the, oh, what are they called? Upgrade. It's industrial craft speed. Just looking for anything that doesn't look normal to me. Speed upgrade. Which we'd need an atomic calculator for. And that requires atomic binders, which requires iridium. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So that is going to take some time. That is fine. We need 6 to get some conduit binder. And that will give us 16 for every 6. So that's not too bad. And it's also going to start giving us circuits. Circuits are important, and they will be very soon. So the other thing we're going to need is pulsating iron, which is iron and that. I was making silicon for something. This stuff is used. What am I needing this for? In the, like, I mean, other than the inscriber, that's a pain. And then electrical steel and redstone alloy, which we don't really need either of those. Alright, so I have a little bit of silicon dust somewhere. Might actually still be... No, I didn't put it in there. Is it in here? Yeah, it's right here. Silicon dioxide. This stuff is used to make not only the crystal memories, but also in the centrifuge of the silicon. The only thing is, I mean, we'll need electrical steel for some stuff relatively soon. The machine frames, actually. So that's why we made that. So we'll just put that there. And how's everything else going? Still getting power. So this guy is finally charging up a little bit. And we have 2 small stones. And we have 5 buckets of oil. So And that's pretty much all we can make for right now. So that's going to give us more power. And let's see, can we get some iron? We're also going to need some gold. And let's see, we need ender pearls, glowstone, and redstone. And glowstone I don't have much of, so just put that away. And redstone. So the power conduits, we can make conductive iron. Actually, that might be the cheaper way. So this makes 8 with 2 and one of the earlier ones. So and then that makes 8 with all those. And I can only make 2, so let's do 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so alloys. We will make, so iron and ender pearls will give us pulsating iron. So we're going to need a decent supply of ender pearls at some point in the near future. There is a couple of different ways to do that, but we'll figure out what's the best way for us soon enough. We're also going to need more glowstone. Conductive iron will work for now to get conduits, but we're going to need better ones relatively soon. And these, so the basic ones are 640 RF per tick, the advanced ones are 5,000, and the best ones are 20,000. So just having some of the mid-tier ones are going to be, it's going to be enough. So let's grab buckets of oil. And I can actually go ahead and just, I should be able to just use the universal cells that I have lying here. And I should be able to do, can I do this? Hey, I can. Cool. And then I can just dump those in there and it will give me the cells back. So, that will be, oh, and it also partially fills them. So that's a lot of oil, and that is going to charge up relatively soon. Just need more canola, and hey, we got a damaged circuit, so we need to take the circuits out. And honestly, I'm going to make just a simple chest to put those in. Again, this base isn't going to last very long. We are going to be moving in, well, soon. So that is something we're going to want to deal with sooner rather than later. I don't want it there. Oh, I miss my tools. Alright, so with that taken care of, that's still going to make small stones for us. Now the other things we need for the conduit binder is we're going to need wood pulp, which I can get from the sag mill or the carpenter. Sag mill is probably going to be the better. You get a bunch of wood pulp just from a single piece of wood, and doesn't really matter much to me. So we just throw that in there and we'll get 3 wood pulp. So let's grab like 5 acacia woods and we'll see how much we can get. So we should get a decent amount. There's chance for extra. There's 16. So that should be enough conduit binder for the immediate time. So that does make 8 for each one of these. We're going to need 2 sand, a clay, and 4 gravel. So we're going to need 16 gravel. And 16. We're going to need, let's see, for 8 sand and like 6, 7, 8 that stuff. Yes, no, 4 clay. So not much, but let's see, sand, clay, gravel on the outside, wood pulp here, and it's just a matter of getting the stone. So the pulsating iron is going to make a ton, and I mean a ton, of the item conduits, because every 3 makes 8, and we have 9 sets. So that's gonna make a lot. How is this doing? Almost there. So we'll have power. We'll have pretty much everything we need. And next episode, we are going to go to the end, and we're going to try to take on the dragon and finish off the dragon. We're not going to worry about our stuff. We're just going to attack the dragon. Now, there is something we can go ahead and make, and I think this is almost done. So there's the 6 small stones, and that will give us the CF powder, which we can then put here to make binder composite, which we can then smelt up. Now it'll take just a second. So while that is doing its thing, we're going to need a piece of gold. This is something that once we have our stuff, once we've defeated the dragon, we're going to deal with. And I have exactly 2 feathers. Cool. So we're going to make an angel block. Yes, this guy is going to make my life a lot easier. So we need to go all the way down to the bottom of to the void, basically, in the end, to get some of our stuff. And this guy is going to help with that. So we can place a block literally anywhere, and it no longer just teleports back into your inventory. That's sad, but that will be used for that purpose when we get there. So with that taken care of, we have some conduit binder. We should be able to make our first set of item conduits. Now these things are so powerful, and what we're going to do is we're going to actually just break this chest. We're going to put item conduit here. Now I believe this guy is sighted, which is really bad, but we can do extract always active, and we'll just dig a hole right here, and we can have this be insert. So that should, oh no, it's green. I need another thing to change that, presumably. So in order to change that, we're going to need, what is the wrench called? It is PA wrench. This guy. So we need reinforced sword and reinforced pickaxe. So that's reinforced stone. So we need 5 reinforced stone, which is pretty easy. We might even have some. No, I don't see any. So that's hardened stone. So we'll need wood and a plank. And we need our calculator. Where is my... Okay, there's my normal calculator. Alright, so wood. There's 4 and 5. So we just do this. So there's the reinforced pickaxe and the reinforced sword. And we combine those together to make the PA wrench. So this guy is presumably what will allow us to change the sides. It looks really, really weird. And there we go. So now everything will just go in here. And what we can do is I could put another chest right here and have this run for eternity. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that'll give us plenty of circuits and all that kind of stuff. So not a big issue, not something that I really care too much about, but is going to make my life a little bit easier. So let's put the chest down first. We need to change this to insert. Break a block so that I can see this. Otherwise we need to make the Yeta wrench. And I just haven't done that yet. So with that taken care of, anything we put in there will be automatically, hopefully filled up into the system. So let's just take a bunch of cobblestone and we'll throw it all in there. So perfect. That will just kind of continuously run. Hopefully we're not losing. Actually, we are losing power. Ugh. That's not good. Oh well, we'll figure something out. I'll figure it out. But anyways, I think that's a good enough stopping point for today. This guy is almost powered up, and then as soon as it's done, I am going to switch. So I need to get more canola. So I'm going to get some more canola going and all that kind of fun stuff. But as soon as that guy is done, we will charge up a battery or 3. We'll charge up one of the 1 batteries and then go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!